ABC Business Network Connections. My name is Turan, Mirza, and I'm the chair of the ABC Business Network. This is a series of video interviews with members of our network so you can get to know them and find out more about them. It's our hope that you will see that we're a friendly and supportive group and that we can help your business grow if you join as a member, and in the same way you can hopefully help us grow as well. It's a mutual connection. Today I've got Robbie Abram. If you're linking with him on LinkedIn, that's a slightly more formal Robert Abram. I think he has a story about the differences in names, but everyone knows and loves him as Robbie. So without further ado, he's the regional advertising manager of the Ulster Gazette, who are part of the Alpha Group. But without me saying too much more, I'll let Robbie introduce himself. So Robbie, welcome, and tell us a bit about yourself.
Yes, greetings. As Turan says, I'm Robbie Abraham. I'm a regional advertising manager for 3 of our locally weekly newspapers in the Alpha Media Group, namely Ulster Gazette in Armagh, the County Down Outlook in Rathfriland and surrounding areas, and the Newry Democrat. And like I said, we've got a total of 8 weekly newspapers. We're Northern Ireland's biggest weekly newspaper publishers, and yeah, we're proud of what we do and where we stand in the local communities.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So tell me this. So you said you're one of the biggest. So what's your target audience again in any business, whether it's newspapers or selling whatever carrots? You got to say, well, this is my target audience. So who's your target audience?
Our biggest sort of aim and what we pride ourselves in is that we are local weekly newspapers serving the community, encouraging people to shop local, live local, and play local, and work local. It's all about being local, coming together, supporting each other, and supporting the local businesses, and so on.
Super stuff. So again, looking at your LinkedIn profile and knowing yourself, typically in today's job market and the typical life of a job is about 2 to 3 years. So you've been going for 35 years in the paper business. What's the secret? Tell us what the secret is, especially, tell us about the changes you've seen from no internet to internet, from internet to now social media.
Well, the changes that I've seen, Turan, is that obviously when I first started out, the local newspaper was the only way of seeing what was available to buy, be it TVs, be it cars, houses. If you were looking at a job, you got the local newspaper and so on. And obviously, even in those days, Belfast Telegraph was massive broadsheet filled with everything. But as things have changed, like you've said, we've had to adapt and adjust. We've got our websites, we can put ads on social media, and we've just had to learn to adapt and adjust. And whilst, to be honest, we're not selling as many newspapers as what we used to, we still are selling plenty, and we're a thriving business, and we get good support from the local community, and it's just something that I love and thrive on, and being able to offer advice to people, how to promote their products, how to advertise them, and negotiate the top price to the bottom price and get what's best for the client and ourselves. It's just all gives you a big high. When it comes off, it's fantastic. When it doesn't, it's terrible.
Well, that's it. I mean, bottom line is, I think it's all about job satisfaction. Like I say, 35 years. What's the secret to hanging in with that one industry? Is there any other tips other than staying away from the manager?
Yeah. Well, whenever I first started off, they said if you can sell advertising, you can sell anything. So that gave me the confidence. And then once I realized I could sell a bit of advertising, and then with the experience, I was then able to go out to big clients, like SERE, Motors, Agnew ID, and things like that there. Because in those days, I had a passion for cars. Yeah. And you could talk and advise them and sort of say, if you do this, it's going to cost you. If you do this and this and this, bang, 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 they're saying, hey, that's a good deal. And, the local people do buy the local newspaper. So, it's always that there force. Might be there in 50 years, but I'll not be tramping the roads either in 50 years.
You never know. You never know these days. What was that? What was that guy that did you're raised so many millions, you know, he's 100 years old, so you never know, Robbie. You never know.
No, that's right. You're only as old as you feel.
That's it. So what's the benefits of print?
Benefits of print is that it's a tried and trusted medium. I mean, you don't get rumours in print. It has to be factual. So you might pick up rumours on social media, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and so on. But if we go to print, we have to print the actual truth. And, you know, we have a loyal readership, and it's mostly 35 to 60-year-olds, rural churchgoers. So decent people as well. And they're the sort of people then that we target, and they're into what we print. People would argue that a lot of what we print is old news, that they've seen it all before on Facebook. So, but we can give it a lot more in-depth coverage. And what we do on our websites is we'll put in wee teasers about this story, get more in the paper on Tuesday type of thing. And we'll just have to work the both means of it. We'll probably, as time rolls on, we're getting more and more onto our websites because we see the importance of them. But to go too heavy on the websites, why would you buy the paper then? So we've got to mix and match it.
Yeah.
To suit everything. So yeah, we're just, you know, adapting and adjusting.
Excellent
every
stuff.
day.
Well, that's it. I mean, I think you've got a good point in terms. I think obviously the big buzzword these days is fake news. I think social media and the ability to just say something without thinking about it, without doing the research, is a big, you know, reason fake news is so prevalent these days. So again, a good, very positive point for you know,
I mean,
picking up a paper.
I wouldn't take anything away from social media because, like, we're all at it. We're all trying to see what's going on. But from our point of view, I mean, like, we post our papers, like what we have in them and so on social media as well. So that's sort of showing that we respect and support them, which is very important because, I mean, there's no way you can turn around and say social media isn't important. Of course it is. Very, very important. But like I said, to get the paper, to go home and read factual, trusted news, and to have that paper for a week that you can refer back to. You can have it 11 o'clock in the morning for a cup of coffee. You can go back to it at lunchtime. You can go back to it in the evening. You know, dare I say it, but you know, the ads go on TV. You might have a flick through it. You don't want to see the ads on TV, but then you're going to look at my ads. Just quite, you know.
Well, that's it. And I don't know about other people watching today, but you know, even with books and stuff, I just like to hold the information in my hand.
Well, so do I.
Physical.
Yeah, so do
I. Don't know if that's just showing our age or what, but I think there's something nice and tactile to actually, you know, holding a paper, holding a book, and seeing the printed word. So that's a good advantage. Obviously, the next question has to be, what are the challenges these days in the newspaper industry and
well, you know, going back, the overall challenge is putting a product out there that people want to buy. Costs are going up all the time, and people are having, businesses have now got other avenues to spend their advertising money on. So, well, we're just trying to hang in there and give the best service we can. With the current situation, we're actually trying to promote the set in print and online on Facebook and everywhere that you see that? Yes? No?
No, hold up. Yeah. No.
That we're open for business.
Yep.
Not there. We're also promoting our electronic versions of the paper, which are actually beginning to work.
Hold up a bit higher there, Robbie. Oh, move down a bit.
It's like the golden shot.
Oh, now we're showing our age. What's that program?
And then we're also doing promoting the fact that if you want to get your paper delivered directly to your house, you can't get out to buy it yourself.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're doing an awful lot trying to promote ourselves, and we're getting fantastic support from, well, the local people, because, you know, we're still printing. They do like to have a newspaper to read, especially when you're maybe housebound.
Yeah.
And, you know, it helps us as well. So we're just trying to do everything we can. We've kept people in jobs. yes, well, got a good lot of staff off, obviously, in furlough.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's it. That sort of brings me to the,
printing.
yeah, super stuff. Well, that's it. I was going to ask, that was the next question, was really, at the time of making this, we're still in lockdown with COVID-19 situation. So how's that affecting, number one, the business? Number two, how do you see that as the importance about getting the communications out there to the community?
Yes, it's a very good point. It is very difficult. So many businesses are closed. Some are open, but don't really want to promote the fact that they're open. You're going to have this big situation with the distancing, that when shops do all open, where do you have your queues? Two shops together. The first shop, is their queue going to go into the next shop's queue, and so on. So they're actually talking about making the footpaths wider, which again then is going to have a negative effect on car street parking, because they're going to be taking up the side of the road parking spaces, which is actually going to happen in Newry in the next couple of weeks. So there's a big uproar there. But if it's going to be rolled out there as a template, it is going to go to everywhere.
Yeah.
If they're going to have to make the footpaths wider, it stands to reason it's going to be the car parking spaces that are going to go. It won't be the road.
And again,
so we've got those difficulties. It's going to be a matter of trying to get the advertising on the newspaper sales back to where they were, which isn't going to be easy. So, I mean, I would think whenever we come back, we probably won't be as big of an organisation as what we are now, but I think that's going to be the same in near enough every business.
Again, I'm thinking off the top of my head here, Robbie, but all those long queues, if you put a few wee newspaper stands along the way so people can read while they're waiting. So
extra, read all about it. Yes, I could be that guy.
A part of the ABC Business Network, and we're helping each other with thinking of new ideas to keep the business going. Happy days. Yeah. So next question. So looking to the future. Well, I suppose maybe you've covered that already, but
no. Well, the future is actually where the experience and knowledge of my industry will actually show through to those who know what they're talking about, because we are going to have to work hard. We're going to have to come up with initiatives, and we're going to have to be back out there on the street and so talking to people about advertising and about buying the newspaper. And for those who've stopped advertising and for those who've stopped buying the paper, we have to think of ways and means of getting them back into our business.
Yeah.
Which is going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. But I'll say the one good thing about what's happened with this COVID-19 is that we have gained an awful lot of respect from the communities, government actually as well, and the MLAs, that we've carried on working, putting out a paper every week despite everything. Excellent. And that we're there for the local community 110%.
Brilliant.
Which does help us,
Yeah, that's it. So next question, as a member of the ABC Business Network, how do you think you've gained from, being part of the network?
Well, it's all about the sort of getting to know other businesses and what they're looking at and how they promote themselves and market themselves. Yes, when I went there at the very start, it was all people, I design websites and I do this and I do that there. But we had a bit of a laugh when we came through, and I handed out my local papers and they all had a look through them, and there wasn't one negative comment. There's something there for everybody. I like it the way that it's local. We all support each other. We're there for advice and help as well. If anybody has any issues or any thoughts they want help with, we're there for each other. But the most important thing is, we're there as a community, and the more people that come and join us, the better. The bigger audience, the bigger sort of capture that we have, the more we can share and the more we can work together.
Excellent.
And plus the fact that we'll do some good work for charity as well.
Indeed. Good point. Very important point as well. Thanks for mentioning that.
I've enjoyed my whole time at it. Yes, definitely. I've enjoyed my time. Like, I'm there about a year now. I love it.
Good stuff. Now, again, I mentioned about the LinkedIn and the difference between Robbie and Robert. Do you want to tell us that little anecdote? It was a nice one. You were saying that earlier.
Yes. Okay. Years ago, I used to work for Morton Newspapers, which is now Johnson Publishing, and we owned the newsletter and all the weekly newspapers. And I think I was the ad manager of the Ulster Star in Lisburn. And we had our first ad managers meeting after I did become an ad manager. And there was about 8 of us on the MD. And there was another guy called Robert. So every time the MD or anybody asked a question and said Robert, yes, which one? And then so it came to the point, says, right, we're going to have to change the name here. So they looked around the table and says, right, pointed at me, you can be Robbie. It's a friendly name and you look like a Robbie. And I go, I don't care what you call me, dead on, whatever. I just want to be an ad manager. Happy
days. As I said to you earlier, I've never had that problem. There's never been 2 Turans in any business. I could say no more. Usually 3 Daves or 4 Steves, something like that there. So I understand where you're coming from. Anyway, yes, so if you're connecting with yourself on LinkedIn, it's Robert Abram. Any other, in terms of connecting with the business or anything, any other contact details or websites you want to drop a mention to right now?
No, just that, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, my email address is robbie.abraham, robbie.abraham @alphamediagroup.co.uk, and I'll be happy to get back to you and have a conversation.
Perfect stuff. Or just join the ABC Business Network, come along and meet Robbie, talk with Robbie. Right now, during this COVID-19 situation, we're only running Zoom meetings online. And because they're online, we're running them for free, and they're on the last Thursday of every month. So look out, connect with us on the LinkedIn, ABC Business Network page, connect with us on Facebook or Twitter, and follow us that way as well. And we'd look forward to seeing everyone that's watching this video come along to the meetings and get to know us and join us and helping each other grow. So, Robbie, thanks very much. There you go. Can't say better than that there. Anything else you want to mention, Robbie, before we'll call it a day at this?
No, I don't think so. No. I think it's happy enough. There's no point dragging it on too long. I mean, it's just, I suppose the one thing to say is, look, folks, get out there, go and buy a local newspaper.
Perfect.
See what's happening in your local community.
A lovely way to end
industry.
That's it. Robbie, thanks very much, and we'll call it there for a day. See you soon.
Pleasure.